The chapter title for Module 6 is Coach Children to Learn About Learning. There are some key takeaways that pop back into my mind when I review the principles and ideas in Module 6. Key words that take us back to our introductory course on early childhood education include intentional, methodical, explicit, and interactive. In this chapter, they focus us as teachers to be intentional. You need to be intentional in what you say to children. You need to be intentional with the vocabulary you choose to use. This is intentional in how you interact with a child playing a game and how you can coach out loud what you are going to think about as you play a game. There's a phenomenal example of a teacher playing memory with a child and how she is able to focus the child on some minor but major behaviors in playing the game so that she is strategic and methodical. She is teaching the child how to be thoughtful and careful in her play and learning. We have to be intentional about what we put on our walls. Children do not simply take in the environment around them. I'm going to say that again. They do not just take in the environment around them naturally. It's when we draw their attention to what is around them that the children will begin to interact with their environment. Children know McDonald's not because we drive by the McDonald's sign. They know the McDonald's sign by associating that when you go through the drive-thru or you go to the restaurant, you are going to McDonald's. They associate those golden arches to McDonald's because of our interactions and our use of language and our activities. It is not simply by driving by the golden arches. Even if you do not go to McDonald's, if your children watch TV that has commercials to it and they see McDonald's commercials, they too will make that association, not because of driving by simply the arches. We have to interact and teach children how to interact and take information in from their world, whether it's store signs, whether it's posters or visual cues in the classroom. We have to be methodical. Think about the steps you want children to take to be successful. Think about the process you want to happen during a lesson or after a lesson when the children go to explore on their own. We have to be explicit. Use your words is really not an explicit statement. What if the child does not have the words or know the words? Or what if the words they know or have are not appropriate? We have to be explicit in what we want. If we have given a lesson on how to apologize when we make a mistake or we hurt someone and how we want children to engage with other children who are hurt, we would be explicit in remember our lesson in being caring. What can you say that is caring? That's being explicit. You're being intentional in getting the child to think first without you just telling them, say sorry. You're trying to pull back on an experience you know that they have had, not assumed that they have had. So we have to be explicit in what we do. And we have to be interactive, allowing for a back and forth or an all around with children, where we are beside them and with them, not talking and teaching to them. And that brings me to this next point. There are 10 effective, developmentally appropriate teaching practices as identified by the National Association for the Education of Young Children. And these correspond with those 5 roles on the star of the responsibilities and roles of teachers in early childhood. I am sure you are surprised by none of these, that all of these make sense and you can find example of these in your own work. But note how these 10 effective strategies can be taught and used within these 4 behaviors of teachers. And then as you think about these 10 effective strategies, and I say they're effective because research shows that they are effective, that when teachers use these strategies, children excel. So when these strategies are used, what are you as a teacher? Are you the sage on the stage or the guide on the side? Sage on the stage means that you have to be present for the learning and growth and development to happen. That adults have to be leading children, that adults have to be filling the empty vessels of children in order for them to learn. Or are you the guide on the side? Are you playing the game with the children and participating and guiding through rules? One day. And then the next day, you're observing from the side and only stepping in as they have questions or if they seem lost. Or perhaps even offering a moment of stop and reflect and think before you proceed. Remember what we did yesterday. What was that strategy I taught you yesterday when we were playing memory? Can you teach the children that same strategy so you have fun playing memory? It's how you set up your classroom. It's how you manage routines and transitions, maximizing the learning, the independence, the exploration. There is a false belief that teachers need to be the sage on the stage, and this is false. This is not supported by research. Just like the principles in this chapter about coaching children to learn is not about the teachers being the center of attention or having to be present. It's about the teachers doing the work, teaching in groups and coaching before experiences. It's about the choices we make, the intentional choices we make in our books and our themes and our activities. It's how we set the activities up and give visual cues and teach children how to use those visual cues. We truly are the guide on the side.